This video is top 10 amazing people who survived the impossible. Look, y'all, it's your girl Jessie Thrill. I'm coming back to you with another one. This one right here, I don't even know. I don't know what's going to happen. Just know that I'm probably late reacting on this video. I don't recall ever seeing anybody react to this video. So like I said, hopefully I'm scooping them up before other people. I don't know, because I'm subscribed to quite a few people who react to other people's videos. So with that being said, let's get to it.
Right now, or you're going to have terrible luck for the next week. Today, just getting through another day is a big goal for many of us. Well, imagine you had to face being attacked by a grizzly bear twice in the same day, or survive after falling 2 miles from a mid-air plane accident. These are just a few of the amazing stories of the top 10 people who survived the impossible. Number 10, Julian Koepke. On Christmas Eve, 1971, Lanza Flight 508 was struck by lightning and broke apart mid-air at an altitude of 3,200 meters. Remarkably, still strapped to her seat, 17-year-old Julianne Koepke survived the 2-mile fall to the ground. She was the only person to survive the crash.
Wow.
She suffered a broken collarbone, a gash to her left leg and right arm, and a concussion. Realizing she had somehow survived the fall, Julianne's first instinct was to find her mother, who had been in the seat next to her on the plane. She set out, wading in knee-deep water and surviving on candies she found in the debris. After 10 days, she found a boat moored near a small hut and used its gasoline to clear her wounds. After spending the night in the shelter, she was discovered by local lumbermen and taken to their village. A pilot then flew her to nearby Paculpa, where she was reunited with her father. After recovering from her injuries, Julianne returned to the crash site with a search team. Her mother's body was recovered on January 12, 1972. It was eventually determined that her mother and as many as 14 passengers survived the crash, but died waiting to be rescued.
Before we move on, I've got a little challenge for you that'll take 5 seconds to complete. So here's the deal. You just leave a like on this video, smash that subscribe button, and hit the notification bell, and you'll get 25 years of amazing luck. Try it. It really works.
Number 9, Roy Sullivan, the human lightning conductor. The number 7 is considered lucky to many people. Shenandoah National Park Ranger Roy Sullivan knows this firsthand. Between 1942 and 1977, Sullivan was struck by lightning not twice, not 4 times, but 7 times, and he lived to tell about it. After surviving being struck by lightning several times, it is rumored that Sullivan always kept a jug of water handy to put out his hair, just in case he got struck again.
This is Pure Luigi, and in the last 3 months, he's made over $129,000.
While there were no eyewitnesses to any of these strikes, Guinness World Records was able to confirm them and awarded Sullivan with the official record for most lightning strikes and the nickname the Human Lightning Conductor. Sadly, his life would finally come to an end in 1983 from a self-inflicted gunshot, reportedly after being rejected in love. Number 8, Jose Salvador Alvarenga. On November 17, 2012, Jose Salvador Alvarenga set out from the fishing village of Costa Azul off the coast of Chiapas, Mexico. An experienced sailor and fisherman, Alvarenga was embarking on a 30-hour deep-sea fishing trip. Shortly after embarking, the 7-meter, 23-foot fiberglass skiff was set upon by a rough storm, which lasted 5 days. During the storm, the boat's motor and most of the boat's electronics were ruined. Without sails, oars, anchors, or running lights, and no way to contact the shore, the boat set adrift across open seas. Alvarenga and fellow fisherman Ezequiel Cordoba were left with almost no supplies and very little food. The 2 men ate fish, turtles, and other sea life that they had caught with their bare hands. They collected rainwater when it was available, but more often were forced to drink turtle blood or their own urine. Alvarenga reported that after approximately 4 months at sea, His partner gave up after becoming ill from eating raw fish and eventually refused to eat. After making a promise not to eat him after he died, Alvarenga kept Cordoba's corpse on the boat and even talked to it. After 6 days of speaking to his partner's dead corpse, he realized he was losing his mind and dumped the body overboard. On January 30th, 2014, after 438 days lost at sea, finally Alvarenga spotted a small piece of land. He swam to shore and found his way to a local house. He had reached the Ibon Atoll off of the Marshall Islands, some 6,000 miles away. Number 7. Todd Orr. After hiking the Madison Valley in rural Montana, trail engineer and knife maker Todd Orr came upon a grizzly bear mother with her cubs. Before he could react, the mother charged and attacked. She bit his head and arm before leaving him and returning to the woods with her cubs. A Montana native, Orr decided to get up and make a run for his car, some 3 miles away. After 10 minutes, the bear caught up with him. She bit his arm and shoulder and stood on top of him. Realizing he posed no threat to her, she left him. Orr eventually made his way back to his car. He made a video explaining what had happened and took a few photos to share with his friends. After receiving multiple surgeries the following day, he decided to share his story and video on Facebook. To his surprise, the video went viral, clocking in more than 20 million views in the first day. Number 6. Angelina Friedman. Angelina Friedman has...
Hold on. I gotta collect my thoughts. This dude got attacked by a bear. Not once, but 2 times? And you alive? Man, that guy better be doing some wondrous things for other people who are not as fortunate as him. Cause that's crazy. Most people who get attacked by a bear, they're severely wounded and someone can't walk, they lose a limb. This guy is still walking around like nothing happened. And you were attacked twice. Not once, but twice. Live to tell the story, and you're still walking around. I wonder what he's doing now. I don't know how long ago that was when the situation occurred, but yeah.
Cancer, miscarriages, internal bleeding, sepsis, and now not 1 but 2 pandemics. More than 100 years after living through the 1918 influenza pandemic, and now a resident of the North Westchester Restorative Therapy and Nursing Center, Friedman battled yet another pandemic, the 101-year-old just beat virus. She is not human, Friedman's daughter Joanne Marola said. She has superhuman DNA. Number 5. Aaron Ralston. On April 26, 2003, during a solo descent of Utah's Blue John Canyon, climber Aaron Ralston found himself trapped alone when he slipped and dislodged an 800-pound boulder that pinned his right arm to the canyon wall. After 5 long days and facing dehydration, he mustered his courage and used a dull blade from his off-brand multi-tool, along with the pliers, to remove his lower arm and escape the canyon. After freeing himself, he climbed out of the slot canyon, rappelled down a 65-foot sheer wall, and then hiked for 7 miles. He encountered a family on vacation who gave him food and water and immediately alerted authorities. Aaron's story has inspired millions of people and is the subject of the film 127 Hours, in which he is portrayed by actor James Franco. Number 4. Truman Duncan. It is hard to imagine anyone can survive being sliced in half, but that is exactly what happened to railroad switchman Tony Duncan when he tumbled off the front of a moving train car and was dragged beneath the train. The lower half of his body was cut off, leaving one of his legs dangling. Somehow, he managed to call 911. Doctors performed over 20 surgeries on him and declared that he was literally 1 membrane away from being spilled out on the tracks. Number 3. Paul Rosalie. Daredevil filmmaker Paul Rosalie was the subject of a Discovery Channel special in which he volunteered to be...
I can give you this $50,000, or I can actually show you how to make this every single...
eaten by a giant anaconda. Outfitted with a special snake suit and covered in pig blood, he did draw the attention of the snake, which coiled around him and began to consume him, head first. The attention seeker panicked when he felt his arms breaking under the pressure of the snakes coiling around him and called for help from the crew. Had the stunt gone any further, many say he would not have survived. What do you think? Be sure to leave your comment in the comment section below. And with that, it's now time for today's best pick. Today's photo was submitted by one of our subscribers. So if you find a photo or video online and you want to know more details about it, send it over to us and we will do all the work for you. We might even feature it in a future video. Number 2, Haffy. When anyone sees this extraordinary photograph, they may think that it has been photoshopped. But this is a real photo of Carlos Haffy Rodriguez of Miami. Carlos was a victim in a near-fatal car accident that sent him flying through the windshield and landing on his head. To save his life, a large part of his brain was removed, and his skull was fused together. After this experience, he shared his story to inspire others to stop using drugs and driving irresponsibly. I was barred out on drugs. I was driving and I hit a pole and flew out the front window and landed on my head, he said in a message on YouTube. Sadly, many now report that Carlos has returned once again to his old habits. He was arrested and charged with arson and attempted murder after setting his mattress on fire in 2016. Before we reveal number 1, be sure to subscribe and hit the bell icon to receive more amazing videos like this. Number 1, Anna Bagenholm. The next story of survival may remind you of a good science fiction scenario, or perhaps seem like the stuff of superhero comics, where a character is frozen alive and held captive, only to be thawed out again later. Of course, this seems like the stuff of fantasy, but there are cases of people being frozen and brought back to life unharmed. In 1999, Dr. Anna Bagenholm was skiing in Narvik, Norway, when she fell into a frozen stream. She was trapped between more than 8 inches of ice. The tips of her skis were all that could be seen of her. Her friends rushed to help her, but could not dislodge her from the thick ice.
It's a lot of
Hey, I want to share
ads
with you a
on
little
this
story I
video.
learned about money when I was 8 years old. My dad gave me actually a quarter. I felt like $100. I felt like
Luckily, Anna managed to find a small pocket of air and continued to breathe for more than 40 minutes before she suffered circulatory arrest. After 80 minutes of attempts with rope and shovel to extract her from the ice, the metal of hard edge broke through. By this time, her heart had stopped completely, and her body temperature was a record low 56.7 degrees Fahrenheit. She would be connected to a blood bypass machine. After 9 hours of recirculating her blood, her heart finally began to beat again. Miraculously, she suffered no brain damage, and she continues to ski today. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and let me know which other top 10 lists you would like to see in the comments section below.
That's amazing. You know what? When you have situations like that and you're able to survive it and get past it, you should be celebrating and like getting other people to, feel better about themselves if they have had something similar to your situation. So there's people out there who just don't care about their lives, but you could give them a reason to care about their lives. So with that being said, thank you guys for taking the time to watch another video of mine. There will be plenty more to come. Okay? Alright, y'all. Peace out.